Can Brian Daboll and Leslie Frazier both be gone from Buffalo come next season? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and what a difference a month makes. Remember last month? Do you remember last month? Just last month, right before we played the Jets and beat them 41-10 with Matt Barkley. We're talking about how terrible Brian Daboll is. I'm on here saying everyone needs to calm down. Everyone needs to chill out on Brian Daboll. Let's give him a chance. Well, now we might not be able to. Recent news has suggested that there are some people looking at Brian Daboll as a potential for a head coaching job. We're talking about the Green Bay Packers, who just fired Mike McCarthy. We're talking about the Cleveland Browns, who just fired Hugh Jackson. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more openings come this offseason for the head coaching vacancies. But is that a real possibility? Is that a real possibility? And we talk about Leslie Frazier. We talk about him for a second. Number 2 defense in the league, guys. We're sitting here, we're 4-8, turning over the ball like crazy. Until the past couple weeks at least, right? Until last month. But yet here we are still with the number 2 defense. Can he be getting looked at as another potential head coach, getting another chance at that head coach position? Let's talk about it. Let's see what happens. You know, obviously, we won't know any of this, if any of this is true, until the end of the season. Come January, though, we might be looking for a new defensive coordinator. We might be looking for a new offensive coordinator. What do you guys think? We're going to go over some of these head coaching vacancies. We already talked about 2, maybe some other ones coming up at the end of the season. See how many there are. There seems like there might be a bunch of them, right? There's rumors that there could be quite a few head coaching vacancies come the end of the season. We're talking about Cleveland and Green Bay already. They already fired their head coaches, so we know there's going to be at least 2 head coaching vacancies. We talk about Cincinnati with Marvin Lewis. They're not going to fire him because they never do. They never do. It doesn't matter how badly he finishes. They're not going to fire him. I don't know why. I don't know why they keep him. You know, he should have been fired 5-10 years ago. But he's still there. But will they finally get the hint? They're not going to win with Marvin Lewis as their head coach. He still doesn't win a playoff game. In his tenure, he's the second longest tenured head coach for one team in the NFL right now. And then he still doesn't win a playoff game. Hey, you do you, Cincy. You do you, Cincy. If you're a fan of the AFC North, you love seeing Cincy keep Marvin Lewis, that's for sure. All right, you talk about the New York Jets. Todd Bowles thought he might have been fired earlier this season. If you watched the preview video for the Jets-Bills game that we did here, we talked to Jets Central about it. I will link that video here if you want to preview that game coming up tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say. You want to check out that preview video. It was a lot of fun with Jets Central. But we talk about Todd Bowles, and we talk about how we don't think he's going to be here next season. So is that a good spot for a division rival offensive or defensive coordinator to go there, know the system a little bit? We'll see. Denver Broncos, Vance Joseph hasn't lived up to snuff like we have with Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott has done a great job with this Buffalo Bills team, at least I think so. You can tell me differently if you think so. And Vance Joseph came out around the same time, same season, and he just hasn't turned Denver into the team they thought they could be. Obviously, how they finished this season matters as far as if they keep Vance Joseph or not. You talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Dirk Cutter. You know, obviously, again, the James Winston experiment has not worked out the way they wanted it to. So what are they going to do there? Are they going to keep Dirk Cutter for another QB, or are they going to change things up there as well? You hear some other ramblings about Mike Tomlin. That's not going to happen. You hear about Harbaugh over in Baltimore. Maybe that will happen, but again, that depends how the season ends. But they're probably, and then of course Garrett from Dallas, but looks like he'll be safe for at least another year if that Dallas continues to win the way they are right now. So there are a lot of ramblings going on about head coaching vacancies. There's a lot of ramblings going on about who could fill those positions, and Leslie Frazier and Brian Daboll's name have both come up in these talks, especially Brian Daboll lately, which is really weird. I feel like our defensive coordinator is better than our offensive coordinator. Again, I'm still not sold on our offensive coordinator, and I don't think a lot of you are either, considering we're the 31st ranked offense. Let's look through Brian Daboll's coaching tree, if you will. I mean, Brian Daboll has been offensive coordinator a few times, never finishing above 20th. In offense, okay? His teams have never finished over 20th. He started his coaching career in 1997. He was the William & Mary restrictive earnings coach. What is a restrictive earning coach, you ask? I don't know. Don't know. But that's where his coaching tree started. He started at William & Mary University as their restrictive earnings coach. Then he went on to Michigan State before he found a home in New England with the New England Patriots. Most of his coaching career has been spent with New England. Stints on, stints off, stints back on. And then his most recent was from 13 to 16. He was the quarterback coach with the Patriots and the tight end coach as well. So, and then last year, obviously, he was with Alabama until this year. He came over to Buffalo. And what a ride it's been with Buffalo, right? 4 quarterbacks in this season. And we started as a terrible offense, and we still are. Ranked 31st in the league. But the past 3 games, we've averaged just under 400 yards a game. Huge improvement from where we were before that, okay? And is that because of Brian Daboll? Maybe. I mean, again, Matt Barkley, who was on the team for 12 days, put up 41 against the Jets. Some people don't think that's on Brian Daboll. I personally think it is, but, you know, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that's a Brian Daboll thing, or do you think someone took over the offense? If you think someone took over the offense, who took over the offense? Our head coach, our defense coordinator, they're both defensive guys. So, you know, what happened there? Then you talk about the Jacksonville game. Some great play calling in that Jacksonville game. Again, a lot of 5-wide sets. Get that huge pass to Foster downfield. Foster's been opening up more. You know, we have been seeing improvement on this offense. But is it good enough to make someone a head coach? Again, he hasn't finished better than 20th. He's been the offensive coordinator in Cleveland, where they finished 32nd and 29th in his 2 seasons there in offense. He's been the offensive coordinator in Miami, where they finished, I believe, 27th or something like that. Or no, 20th. That's where he finished 20th. And then he was the offensive coordinator in KC, where he finished in the mid-20s. Is that good enough to make someone head coach? I don't know, because now here in Buffalo, here we are. Even if you keep up with this offensive production the last 4 games, we're still going to finish in the low 20s. And yet people want to make you head coach. Hey, good for you. Good for you. Take it. But I would love to see him stay. I would love to see Brian Daboll stay. Give us another year with Brian Daboll. See what he could do with this young quarterback. I mean, just think about how much that would hurt Josh Allen's, productivity if he were to leave. You know, Josh Allen spent this time learning Brian Daboll's playbook. I want Brian Daboll to stay there for at least 1 more season. I think Brian Daboll can be a decent offensive coordinator. I think given the right tools around him, he can make things happen. We have seen some different play calling from him from game to game, from play to play. I like that. I like seeing that. We've seen him use Wildcat. We've seen him try to stretch the field. We've seen him do a bunch of different things. I enjoy seeing that. We've seen a few trick plays, all that kind of good stuff. Listen, he's trying. He's trying to make this offense better, and it's shown the past 3 games especially. But it's hard to do that when you have 4 quarterbacks, when you have an aging running back who's injured, when you have an offensive line that's pretty terrible, when you have one of the worst wide receiving cores in the NFL. Look what we just did with our so-called number 1 wide receiver. Cut him, gone. I mean, we're sitting there now with 4 healthy wide receivers on our depth chart, and we're okay with that, and we expect him to lead this offense to be a top, 10 offense? That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. He needs the talent around him. And this time he might get it. Come next season, he might have it. You know, we're talking about $90 million in cap space. Again, you can buy a lot of new toys. So I personally want to keep Brian Daboll. What do you guys think? What do you guys want? Do you think Brian Daboll will get a head coaching job? I don't think. I think it's all smokescreen. Honestly, I do. The one that I think would not be a smokescreen is this next guy, is our defensive coordinator, Leslie Frazier. He already has some experience as head coach. You're talking about the 2nd best defense in the NFL. And this is 2 years straight where our defense has been a legitimate juggernaut of a defense. You know, last year we talked about all the turnovers we got, and we did. We got a lot of turnovers. This year we're getting a lot of strips. We're causing a lot of fumbles. We're not recovering a lot of them, but we have caused a lot of fumbles. And also, you just talk about number 2 in yards allowed per game. You talk about we allowed 150 yards or 175 yards to the Miami Dolphins last week in a loss. It's the least amount of yards allowed in a loss since 2006. I forget if that's for the Bills or if that's for the NFL overall, but 175 total yards. 2nd in defense, only behind Baltimore Ravens, and that's with an offense that cannot or has not been able to stay on the field from time to time, who has turned the ball over from time to time. So look at Leslie Frazier. Let's talk about his coaching tree for a little bit. He has a little bit more of an extensive coaching tree. Leslie Frazier actually was a player in the NFL. Played for the Chicago Bears. I believe he actually was a part of that Bears 83 defense. I have to look back, though. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think he was. But from 1988 to 1996, he was the head coach at Trinity, the University of Trinity. Trinity University, I apologize, head coach. From there, he moved on to defensive back coach in Illinois. From there, he turned into the Eagles defensive back coach from 1999 to 2002. From 2003 to 2004 was the Bengals defensive coordinator. 05-06, the Colts defensive coordinator. 07 to 2010, he was the Vikings defensive coordinator. And then in 2010, week 10, he was made the head coach. They fired Brad Childress, and they said, Leslie Frazier, you are the interim head coach. In those 6 weeks, he went 3-3, and they thought, let's bring him back. Let's take off that interim tag. Let's make you the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. And in 4 years, from 07 to 10, he went 21-32-1. Made the playoffs in 2012 when he took the team to a 10-6 record, losing in the wild card to the Green Bay Packers. Not that bad. Not good. Not good. But not that bad. You're talking about 21-32-1, your first go around as a head coach. Maybe it's worth another shot. But then he went on to be the defensive coordinator in Tampa Bay. And then, of course, he came here to Buffalo, where he has proven that he could be a great defensive coordinator. Does that correlate to a good head coach? We have seen lots, and I mean lots, of defensive and offensive coordinators who've gone on to be head coaches, and they just can't do it. They're good at what they're good at. They're not that great at head coach. You look at Romeo Crennel, great defensive coordinator, not that great of a head coach. Wade Phillips, great defensive coordinator, at head coach. You know, he took us to the playoffs before last season. That was the last time we were in the playoffs. He took Dallas to the playoffs, I believe. Like, you know, he's been decent where he's gone as head coach, but much better as a defensive coordinator. Rex Ryan, yay, Rex Ryan. I think Jets fans might have a little bit different of a perspective on Rex Ryan as a head coach. He did take them to 2 AFC Championship games, but if you're a Bills fan, you're not that sold on Rex Ryan. So, but we've seen coordinators try to become head coaches, and it just does not succeed as well. Just they don't succeed for whatever reason. They're good at what they're good at, and they're not necessarily great at the head coaching responsibilities. Okay? And that's just the way it is. So what do you guys think? Do you think we have to worry about Brian Daboll being gone? Again, I don't. I personally don't. I don't think a team's going to take a chance on a guy who hasn't finished better than 20th in offense in his field of study. You know, that's the side of the ball he's good at, and he's 20th. What's that mean for? I mean, we see the Buffalo Bills team now. We have a defensive-minded head coach. Our defense is awesome, right? And that's why maybe I'm less worried about Frazier leaving than Daboll. Even though Frazier, I think, is better, we have a defensive-minded head coach. He can figure things out. You know, we all saw the play calling in the, I think it was the Chargers game, right? The second half, we played a lot better. Do you know why? Because Coach McDermott took over. Frazier was not feeling it at the beginning of the season. Now, obviously, Frazier's done a lot better, and the defense has shown promise. But it did take that little spark, that fire under Leslie Frazier's butt to get him going, and that's okay. Sometimes we need that. We all need that from time to time. But maybe that's why us losing Leslie Frazier, which I believe is a bigger possibility, a better possibility this offseason, doesn't worry me as much. I like him. I would love to keep him, but we have a defensive-minded head coach, so I'm not worried if he leaves, who we bring in, and who takes the reins there. I know that unlike when we went from Marone to Rex Ryan, when we switched to a 4-3 to a 3-4. As long as we have the same head coach with Coach McDermott, we're going to stick to the same defense. So that makes me feel better because we all know the struggle that we had. And again, we talked about in that preview video with Jets Central. So be sure. I think we actually did on his preview video. So go check out Jets Central. But I will again be linking the preview video for the Jets game coming up tomorrow. So enjoy that. Watch that before tomorrow's game. And of course, we will be here live tomorrow for the game, Buffalo Bills, New York Jets. You want to be here for live reaction and live play-by-play. But that is my take on this defensive, offensive coordinator. Our coordinators possibly becoming head coaches somewhere else. I don't see Brian Daboll being a head coach somewhere else. I just don't see a team want to take a chance on a guy that hasn't finished better than 20th in offense. Now, I think he can do better. I do think he can do better. I think if given time, like next season, I think our offense will be there. But why would a team let him be head coach before he proves it as a coordinator? That's all I'm saying. I think hopefully, I'm really hoping they see him next year because of Josh Allen's growth, right? We don't want Josh Allen to have to learn a different offensive system his second year in the league. That's my biggest concern. I want to keep Brian Daboll on this team for one more year. Obviously, that is all dependent on how these last 4 weeks go. Everything can change in these next 4 weeks, but that's what I want to see as of this time. Leslie Frazier, second overall defense. Last year, our defense was beast as well. Great guy. I trust you with our defense. But if he goes, and I think there's a bigger possibility that he goes, if he goes, I know who our head coach is. I know we have nothing to worry about on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe instead of top 5, we'll be top 10 next year. Who knows? But I feel a little better about who our head coach is if Leslie Frazier leaves. Again, I don't want to see him go. I'll do a tribute to Leslie Frazier either way if he leaves, just because, man, he has been a great asset to the Buffalo Bills. But that's what I think. Let me know what you think. Again, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to Believers Talk, we are live for every single Buffalo Bills game. We do live. We go live throughout the week. You know, I went live for the Kevin Benjamin update. We'll go live every once in a while to do the preview video. This week, we did a collaboration with Jet Central, so I couldn't go live. But that's okay. I had a great time with Jet Central. I enjoyed doing it. Hope you guys enjoy the video as well. And then, you know, I do go live Thursdays during Thursday Night Football at halftime for those preview videos most of the time. And then we go live on Monday during Monday Night Football to recap the Sunday game before. So I'll be live this Monday as well to recap the Jets game, round 2 with the New York Jets. But I hope you all enjoy your Saturday. Get ready for that Army-Navy game at 3 o'clock today, Eastern Time. I hope you enjoy that as well. But then tomorrow, be here because we will be live for the game between the Jets and the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Always enjoy that home cooking. So thank you for joining me on Believers Talk again. My name is Joe. Hit that subscribe button. I forget where it is. It's somewhere down here. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up. It helps out a lot. And also hit that notification bell. My Twitter page is in the description below. Hit that. Follow me on Twitter. And let's go Buffalo. I'll see you next time. But till then, go Bills.